So, hello world. This is Brett Corper, and if I look a little different or a little farther away, it's because I'm trying to use a selfie stick. Just so I don't have to hold the phone, but I hold the stick, but I can change directions and such. Angles, not directions. But anyhow, so maybe you read the title, maybe you didn't, maybe you're just like Coop Dog's the best guy in the world and he knows everything, so I'm not going to even read, I'm just going to listen to him talk. That's fine, but anyway, I normally do read titles before I watch videos. So not sure how long this is going to go, but I do have notes, at least bullet points. So I want to talk about mental health. So that's something that is near and dear to my heart. I suffer with it. I know other people that do, and apparently a lot of people do. They just hide it very well. But anyhow, so you might have seen in this Facebook group that I've gone on quite a few trips recently. Over the last July, the last 3 weekends, this one included. And so I kind of wanted to explain that. Part of it in that was, work related, like, oh, okay, thank you, whoever, for watching. Oh, that's Steven. Ha ha ha! Hey, Steven Hicks. I gotta be a little more specific, because I do have more people that says, that are Steven Hicks. Oh, and then I can't think of her name. She's my cousin, I think. Dang it. Anyway, starts with an S. She'll pop in. Samantha. That's what it is, Samantha. But before I get off topic, Sam. So had many trips, and I just came to realize something that I didn't take time to process, or, and as I said, some of it was, well, July is a historically slow month for this client, so they request you to take off more time in July. So I've got many trips. So this last one in particular, I went with my aunt Jackie Helke down to Madison. We went there for shopping and other visiting family, and that I even got to stop at a couple of thrift stores, which was nice. I spent way more than I probably should have, but later in this, I'm going to explain that right now of why that happened, I guess, or at least my perception on why that happened. So, let's see, I'm deviating a little bit from my notes, but I have a lot of stress. I had a lot of stress for many years, but it's gotten a little bit more now, with, let's see, my job, starting a new business, running this group, my dad's health, my mom's health, my own health, my sanity, trying to lose weight, or at least maintain weight, things like that. Anyway, back on topic here, where had plenty of time in the car. It was like an hour and a half drive one way, and that was highway. And thank you again, Jackie, for doing that. Because I'm still scared, and I wouldn't be able to take the highway and that and do that. I already tried that going to Milwaukee, not Milwaukee. M M M. Now I can't even think. But I'll put it in the link. I'll put it down below if I don't remember. It wasn't Madison. It was one of them other M places. It was like the state, Minnesota. There we go. And so that anyway. So we were talking, and so I had time to process of what has gone over the last couple weeks, and that because I don't know about the rest of you, but sometimes in that there's like an awkward silence, and I hate awkward silences, so I try to fill them. And sometimes I just talk right off the top of my head, which isn't always the best. But anyway, so during that time, I came to realize you could always take the scenic route to get where you want to go. Yes. Yep, that's completely true, Sam. It was just where I went to, it's not Madison, Minnesota. It was 3 hours, or I think it was like 3 hours versus 5 hours, and I just kind of wanted to get there in that, and it was, I wanted to at least try the highway once. I mean, I've been on the highway before, but, the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method, the 5-second rule is, just think about it and do it. Otherwise, if you think about it too much, you'll find something that you're afraid, and you won't go. And well, that's the story of my life, and the majority of my life. And so, let's see, where was I? So I began telling her, Jackie, about crashing and waking up to heart racing. That I've only what's the word? Experienced more recently, and the only other time I had felt that was when I ran out of my antidepressants, and so I mean there was a possibility that I was having a heart attack. That was going through my mind, but I'm like, okay, think about it. You're eating well, you're exercising, and that, yes, you're a little obese, but I don't think you're having a heart attack. But I rolled the dice on that one. And so, and that's, another reason I'm trying to get healthier. Anyway, it, was the heart racing was because of the stress. What the stuff I talked about. And so, let's say, this is like my normal cruising speed, and, like that, but, for, I think it's called taxiing, I'm not sure, but it's, like a plane, and I don't know if it's just on the ones where they die or that's a real thing, but they kind of go up and down, and kind of hit and up and down, and kind of, I guess, kind of like the worm. But anyway, that was kind of how my life has been the last couple weeks. Was I'd be up, I'd be energized, either exercising. No, not turbulence necessarily. But anyway, another way I would say is I don't know much about engines, but try to make this simple enough, is that, like if I think of my life as a engine or whatever, or my sanity, it was where it was running, real smooth, and now it needed its carburetor cleaned. Like I know, like my lawnmower and my snowblower, and that when they came and they fixed it and it was running rough, they said they had to clean out the carburetor, otherwise it's going, boom, 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 instead of like that. And so, I gotta metaphorically clean out my carburetor. So, instead of processing all this stuff that I was going through, that I guess I was scared to confront, I guess, was, well, like a shiny ball, or like, well, I don't know what they give to babies, but, it makes sense, that the, I'm going to change analogies. Instead of distracting the baby to give her medicine, because I don't know the specifics of it, but, like when you try to give the baby food, and you scoop it in, and you try to feed it to him, sometimes you're like, no, but if you distract him, you're like, oh, it's an airplane, and that, eventually gets in your mouth, and that then, it's good for them. And so I kind of did the airplane thing. It's funny how I didn't think how that interacted, or got together, with the taxing thing. But anyway, I did the airplane, the distraction part, but I never ate anything in that analogy, because or in the other one, I didn't take my medication. I got the shiny ball that I was looking at, or the new toy. In instances, going to Mall of America, traveling, eating different things, things like that. I didn't have time to stop and process and be like, okay, what did I say? What did I do? Like, for example, I have like over 100 pictures and videos. I gotta still go through that, and I'm hoping to do that today. I don't know, no promises, but Mall of America, like the Mall of America ones, and that, because those are pretty cool. I hadn't been there before. I didn't know it existed. I mean, I know Mall of America existed. I didn't know where it existed, and I didn't really have anything planned. It was just 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, get on the highway. And let me tell you, once you get on the highway, you don't want to get off. Well, maybe if you're more seasoned, but I am not. And so it all takes practice. So I'm challenging myself to take the highway more. Not saying I'm going to take the highway all the time, but as Stephen Chang said, something like, you should at least try everything once. Well, I mean, there are limits, but at least know that you can do it, and then but you don't have to do it every time. Like, well, you might have to, swerve to pass a car, or go a little bit faster past the semi or whatever, but that doesn't mean that everyone that you go to and that you're gonna do that. So that you gotta enjoy the small things. It's like, if you're not in a hurry, also enjoy being behind a tractor, that kind of thing, going down the country roads, that kind of thing. So let's see. Yeah, my body is not used to fast. So as I said, I was very sheltered, very reserved, and so this is new for me. let's see, and so I need time for recharging. Some people call it me time. I personally call it recharge time, just because I don't think that I'm that important. I know that's bad to say, but um, I always burn out helping somebody else, but yeah, so recharging so that way I can help others and whatnot. And as I said, I was an introvert, and I'm trying to become an extrovert, or I don't know if it's an omnivert or whatever. So let's see. Oh, and then also another reason might be too is doing all this dynamic posts besides getting more visibility for my business and stuff is the fact of when I was growing up. It's hard to admit, but I was not very well liked. I did not have social skills, the friends and social skills, and so it's nice that I'm just talking to myself. Well, I'm working through my problems by talking to myself, and I'm talking at an audience, not to an audience, even though, well, I don't know if anybody's watching at the moment, but Sam was, which was good. I think that was the first live that she's caught me live. But anyway, let's see. The whole, well, I gotta do this, otherwise people won't like me, if I don't get enough likes and shares and comments and that, then I would have not failed, but, nobody likes me, I should crawl up and die, kind of mentality. And I guess when I get stressed, sometimes you go back to habits that you shouldn't do, but, so that's one reason to keep myself calm. So, yes, I mentioned this before, do more balance between impulsive versus too much planning, that kind of thing. Let's see, another analogy that I like to use is, versus the on and off is, well, on the stove, there's not just an on and off. There's like a range, there's a low, there's a high, there's a medium. There's like a couple different settings, even on a cheap stove. So I think I'm better than a cheap stove, so, yeah, there's my self-worth for me, and that I'm running for office. I'm better than a cheap stove. But no, that's not my nose. That's just something that came to my head. And so on the stove there's a range, and so I gotta find my middle range. The balance. Because honestly, yes, impulsive, sure, it's fun, but damn, do you get burned out? And I barely recover before the next one, and so and plus my bank account, or my credit card, is like, I have a high enough balance, but I'm like looking, I'm like, oh shoot, there's more stuff going out than coming in, but a lot of that, or some of that stuff, like yesterday, I spent a lot of stuff on groceries and that weird grocery type things, stuff you can't find around Wausau, Wisconsin. So, so what other things, that besides stress did I ignore? Well, I mean, it's kind of stressful. It's I need to maintain my car. Like, it's got a hole in the muffler, and technically it's still legal. I haven't been caught over by a cop, but I got a card in the mail saying that there was a recall on the exhaust system. So I'm gonna see if I'm gonna call around and make sure that that's a legit postcard and not, just somebody trying to get my information or whatever. And maybe, just maybe I'll get a free muffler, when they fix it, or I don't know if the hole's in the muffler and the exhaust, but it's running a little loud. So let's see. Yeah, I need to maintain my car and house. My house is always messy, but lately it's gotten a hell of a lot worse. Well, one, because I'm not here to clean it up, and two, when I do come home, I just throw shit everywhere, and I'm gonna try to do some of that cleanup today, because tomorrow I want to go to forgot what it's called. Oh, there's 2 more people, so I don't know if that means that they're live right now. Hey, if you're in the live, say like hashtag saw this live or something, because honestly I don't know how this works yet. But keeping up with house stuff. Oh, that was the thing. Going to Taylor County, and on my way back last weekend, not last month, last weekend, I saw a sign for Taylor County Fair, and it's a little bit of a drive, but they have things that I enjoy, like tractor pulls, and well, I ain't gonna be wearing this hat, trying to sell my business. No, I'm not shaking people down, but I get compliments all the time on this hat, and so it's like, well, if I can do that, I'm gonna stick something right here so you can read it. And that's another post, and that because somebody actually did yesterday ask me about it, and I had to practice. And so, yes. And so, let's see. Oh, so maintain my house and car, and oh yeah, my AC. Can you see? Well, you can kind of see right there. There's my air conditioner. My central air decided to take a crap, or I don't know, it's not working apparently today, and I posted I posted a video and that asking, maybe somebody in this group knows about how to fix it cheaply, and maybe it's just turn it off and wait a little bit and turn it back on. So I turned it off because it was just like like it would kick in and then it'd kick right back out, and I didn't want to damage the stuff, because I don't know much about HVAC, but just electronics in general, you don't want to go on and off, on and off, on and off. God, that just draws line back to the whole thing of me taxing up and down. But anyhow, but this was more frequent. One thing that has kept me sane, and that is, and I kept this to the end. So if everybody else dropped off, I wasn't front loading with it, but I do sell Herbalife Nutrition, and it's not just a there is some supplements and stuff, but I seriously take it as a service, because you get into 21-day challenges, and they do promote their stuff, but then they have a lot of other stuff like how to eat, when to eat, proteins versus carbs, and things like that. And so, like, when I get down and get crappy or cranky or whatever, And I just want to dig into a big old bag of chips or cookies. I go and like reach for more of like a protein bar, or when I'm out and about, like was in it. I'll probably do another post on it and that, but a preview of Red Lobster and that. I could have easily gone with the I wouldn't say standby anymore, but used to be a standby. Just some yummy tasting pasta. Well, that has a lot of carbs. Yeah, the thing that I got, the lobster, shrimp, whatever thing, I forgot what was in it. But anyway, that was more expensive, but it filled me up, and it keeps the weight at least maintained. So I'm trying to get my stress under control, and then hopefully I'll start losing weight again. Because one thing, even though I'm a health coach or whatever, I'm not a professional, but I have problems with portion control, especially when I'm stressed and stuff. I try to, I tend to reach for less than good stuff, and that's why I like to have good stuff around the house. Like protein bars and stuff, something that's quick and fast, and it's not like, oh well, I could make chicken and that, but that's going to take an hour to cook, or I could have a bag of chips that's right now. So sometimes, a protein bar will at least fill that void, at least temporarily, so that I can think better, and that kind of thing. So, yeah, the whatever, not rally, the county fair, it's open today. I don't know if it's open tomorrow, but my dad's like, oh, are you gonna go to that? And I said, I want to, but for my sanity and that I need to stop, I need to process stuff and things like that, and do stuff for, like clean my house, the other stuff, and I figured, stuff for my business as well. So, if you want to lose weight now, ask me how. Yeah, that's an Herbalife pin, or button. But let's see. Now, since I haven't done a live in one more thing. The reason why I had this thing on was the selfie stick was so I could point and it's just funny. It says in total control, and it's an old Nintendo, probably original Nintendo thing. But anyway, and I'm trying to get more in control with my life, so it's just kind of funny. I saw that, and it's like, I gotta wear that. So I haven't figured out an official way to close this, but I'm not gonna think about it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hey, this is Cooch. No, not Cooch. Anyhow, this is Coach Coop Dog, and may peace and mental health, and listen to your body. Remember that. Spread positivity, and I will see you around the neighborhood. Peace. See you, neighbor.